So what if I told you that some of the absolute weirdest, most viral videos that are just flooding your social media feed, what if they're not random? What if they're part of a deliberate and pretty profitable business strategy? Today, we are peeling back the layers on this really provocative new trend. We're going to break down what it is, how creators are actually making money from it, the real risks involved, and, ultimately help you decide if it's a path you might even want to explore.
It's a pretty strange term, isn't it? AI slop. You've probably seen the content without even knowing what it was called. But it's the perfect name for this massive and kind of bizarre trend that's just blowing up online right now.
So here's the deal. AI slop is all about quantity over quality. It's about speed over some kind of painstaking artistic creation. It's using artificial intelligence to just pump out videos that are engineered to do one thing and one thing only, to stop you dead in your tracks while you're scrolling, get some kind of reaction, and ultimately make some money.
Okay, but what does this stuff actually look and feel like? Let's get specific. Because the goal here is not to create some cinematic masterpiece. No. It's about grabbing your eyeballs by any means necessary. So, there's totally a formula to this madness. The production is lightning fast. We're talking minutes, not days, using all these new generative tools. The content itself, it's often super bizarre, just uncanny. Think, historical figures singing pop songs, or cats piloting spaceships. And it's all styled like pure internet chaos. Fast-paced, looping, and designed with one single goal, to use novelty or shock value to make you stop, watch, and hit that share button.
So, why is this all happening now? What's the engine that's driving this explosion of AI content? Well, the answer is pretty much a perfect storm of easy-to-use tech and some really powerful incentives from the platforms themselves.
You can really boil it down to 4 key things. First, the tools are now incredibly cheap and super easy to use. You don't need a film crew or anything. This creates a super low barrier to entry for anyone. Second, this whole model is basically built for modern algorithms, which absolutely love creators who post constantly. And finally, as we're about to see, the path to actually making money from this is surprisingly clear.
Which brings us to the big question, right? How are people actually turning these strange, weird videos into a real income stream? Well, the answer is a bit more complex than you might think. It builds from just getting simple views into a full-fledged business model.
Okay, so it all starts with the obvious. Ad revenue. You get enough views on YouTube or TikTok and you'll start earning money from their partner programs. But the smart creators, they don't stop there. They turn around and sell the very prompts they use to create their viral hits. Then they take on commissions from businesses who want that same style for their own marketing. After that, they teach other people their methods through online courses. And finally, they can even spin off their most popular visuals into merch like t-shirts or prints. It's a whole ecosystem.
But of course, it's not all easy money and viral hits. Come on, this whole model comes with a pretty significant catch. There are some major risks and serious ethical gray areas that anyone even thinking about this really needs to understand.
For every single promise of this model, there's a serious peril waiting on the other side. The promise of fast content? It's matched by the risk of a super short shelf life. That novelty just wears off, That low barrier to entry? It means you are totally vulnerable to an algorithm change that could wipe you out overnight. And that easy start can easily lead to a backlash from audiences who are just craving something real. Finally, that same novelty that grabs attention, it lands you right in the middle of a legal and ethical minefield over things like copyright.
So, with all that in mind, the big question for any curious creator out there is, should you even try this? Let's walk through a little framework to help you decide.
Okay, this is where you have to be really honest with yourself. Is this kind of high-volume, trend-chasing approach a good fit for your skills? And maybe more importantly, for your stomach for risk?
Seriously, ask yourself these questions. Are you built for a workflow that's all about speed over perfection? Do you actually enjoy tinkering with new tech to create something genuinely weird and eye-catching? Can you handle that super fast cycle of testing, failing, and trying again? And crucially, are you prepared to navigate the murky waters of platform rules and copyright law?
So, if you're still intrigued and you're thinking, yeah, I might want to do this, the key is not to just jump in head first. It's really about starting smart.
Here's a simple, pretty low-risk way to get started. First, experiment small. Just pick one platform, like TikTok or YouTube Shorts, and really track the data. See what works. Second, niche down. Even in chaos, having a theme like surreal history helps build a consistent feel. And third, and this is important, Diversify your income from day one. Don't just rely on ads. Maybe think about selling prompt packs or trying out affiliate marketing.
When you really boil it all down, the world of AI slop is defined by this one central conflict. It offers this incredibly easy on-ramp to creating content and maybe even earning an income, but it comes with these really serious questions about longevity, about ethics, and about whether you can build a truly sustainable career on top of it.
And that leaves us with the big question for the future of, well, all online content. Is this a legitimate stepping stone for a new generation of creators, a way to get your foot in the door before moving on to bigger things? Or is it just a short-term trend, a quick fizzle that's destined to burn out as audiences and algorithms move on to the next big thing? I guess only time will tell.